Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be predicting the scores of week 28 of this 2021-2022 Championship season. An absolute humongous week of fixtures. We've got 18 matches to predict, but before we get on to those predictions, let's have a quick look back at how well we all got on in week 27. Well, last week I came away with 13 points overall and one perfect score, which was the top score for that game week. Notable mention to Cardiff and Half, who came in second place with 11 points and one perfect score. So how does that affect the overall table now? Well, as you can see, I'm still top of the table with 216 points, 39 perfect scores so far this season. In second place, we've got the Dugout Football Channel on 195 points and Shane O'Donnell on 194. And there's a little change in fourth position where Ferris 77 moves up slightly. But enough of last week. Let's just get straight into it and predict the scores for week 28. I'm not going to go up against the clock in this one, but I am going to rattle through them really quickly. So first up on Saturday, we've got the seven-side derby between Bristol City and Cardiff City. Myself and Nathan will be in attendance at Ashton Gate. Cardiff haven't won now in 5 matches, and Bristol City's form is up and down, but I fancy Cardiff's away form. It's been pretty good this season, although at home they've been terrible, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to the Bluebirds. Also at lunchtime on Saturday, we've got Nottingham Forest coming up against Derby. This one's a tight one to call, but I can see Forest just sneaking it 2-1, but Derby are doing ever so well now and have come up off the bottom of the table. Next we've got Birmingham against Barnsley. I think this is going to end up all square. Birmingham now haven't won in their last 6 matches. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Then we've got Blackpool coming up against Millwall. This one's a tricky one to predict. Blackpool getting a fine win last time out at home against Hull City, and Millwall, they're back-to-back defeats now, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to the Seasiders. Next we've got Bournemouth coming up against Hull City. I don't think Bournemouth will have too much trouble dispatching Hull in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to the Cherries. Then we've got Coventry coming up against QPR. Tricky one, this one. Coventry getting back to winning ways at last after something like 5 or 6 matches without actually winning, and QPR had a good win and they're currently in 4th position in the table with games in hand on the likes of Blackpool, Bournemouth and Fulham. So I think this one's going to end up all square. I'm going to go for Desmond's 2-2. We've got Reading against Huddersfield. Reading in all sorts of trouble now. 22 points, winless in their last 6 matches. So I fancy Huddersfield, although I don't trust them too much on the road, although they haven't lost now in their last 6 matches. So I'm going to go for Reading 0, Huddersfield 2. Then we've got Sheffield United coming against Luton. This one could go either way, but I'm going to put my faith in the Blades. I'm going to go for 2-1 to the home side. Then we've got Stoke against Fulham. Fulham should be able to carve out another victory, which will give them 4 wins on the bounce. And I'm going to go for Stoke 0, Fulham 3. Then we've got Swansea against Preston, another one that could go either way, but I'm going to side with the Jacks in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win. Then we've got West Brom coming up against Peterborough. West Brom stuttering, winless in their last 4. Peterborough currently occupying the final relegation berth. 1 win in their last 6, but I fancy West Brom just to come through this one 1-0. Then we've got Blackburn against Middlesbrough. Blackburn stuttering themselves in the last 3 matches. They did gain that victory at home, away against Cardiff, but last time out they suffered defeat away against Hull, which was a big surprise. So I'm going to go for a draw in this one 1-1. Then we've got Birmingham coming against Peterborough, another close one to call, but I fancy Birmingham this one to win 2-1. Then we've got Coventry coming up against Stoke, another tricky one. I think it'll end up all square 1-1. Got Luton next against Bristol City. I'm going to side with Luton. They're on a pretty good run of form at the moment. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to the Hatters. Then we've got Nottingham Forest coming up against Barnsley. Forest shouldn't have too much problems dispatching Barnsley here. Barnsley rock bottom. Only 2 victories all season. Terrible from Barnsley when people were tipping them for good things this season. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 home win to Forest. Then we've got QPR coming up against Swansea. I fancy QPR in this one just to edge it 2-1. And the final fixture taking place on Wednesday, 26th of January. We've got West Brom against Preston. With West Brom stuttering and Preston always difficult to beat at the end of the day, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. So that concludes my predictions for game week 28 of this championship season. As usual, make sure you leave your predictions in the comment section and I'll total them all up and see if you can rise up that table. As I said, myself and Nathan are going to be at that Seven-side derby. He will be releasing a vlog which should be out either Saturday night or sometime on Sunday. So head over to Nathan's channel for that. But thanks for joining me once again. Enjoy your championship weekend and midweek, and I'll see you all in the next video.